often work on it when the deadline day looms around the corner. Have you heard someone famous say that time and tide wait for no man? What does it mean? It means that we cannot stop the passing of time, so we should not delay doing things. Hi, my name is Irdina Iwani binti Muhammad FAIZAL from RAS2031B. Are you guys looking for ways to boost your productivity in studying or working on the assignment? Consider using the Pomodoro technique. One uses a timer to break down work into short intervals, traditionally 25 minutes in length, separated by very short breaks in 5 minutes. Each session demands full attention on one task, and each break requires you to get away from that work to rest. Research shows that taking purposeful breaks from studying to refresh your brain and body increases your energy, productivity, and ability to focus. According to Borna, a behavioral neurologist and assistant professor of neurology, he said that research shows that for every 2 hours of focused work, you will need about 20 to 30 minutes to break. This Pomodoro technique is to help the student to study effectively by having many breaks between the study session and to reset and re-engage your mind and to boost student learning productivity with less stress. I would like to share why students should use the Pomodoro technique while studying. Many students may be encountered many problems while studying. Students procrastinate because they do not see how a project is relevant or essential to them. A survey shows that only 15.6% of people claim never to procrastinate. In other words, more than 84% of the population has experienced putting off those all-important work. It is quite a big deal. As you can see, 14.4% admit to procrastinated regularly and 25.5% of people procrastinate daily. Nowadays, since we have a pandemic, this habit makes it much harder to stay focused. For example, when the deadline is not around the corner, it can be challenging for the students to feel pressure to begin working on the assignment. Next, students face many distractions to completing the assignment. The biggest problem I find during studying is my attention span. I'm sure like me, most students get easily distracted, and sometimes it is hard not to give in on the temptation of opening up social media for more than 1 hour, even more. Despite that, some distraction can still come in, like a friend or family suddenly knocking on the door, or if you suddenly remember another task to do for the day. Lastly, some students forget to take care of themselves and take a study break when doing assignment. For example, when you study without a break for about 90 minutes, you lose focus and your mind starts wavering. Skipping break can lead to faster burnout and higher stress level. At the same time, the fact is that not taking regular breaks can lead to a significant decrease in academic performance, and in some cases, serious health concerns like anxiety, insomnia, and depression. So what is the solution? Get a Pomodoro technique to make you more disciplined in managing your studying and assignment. There are many ways that the Pomodoro technique can help the student to study more effectively. Firstly, instead of thinking in the mindset of how much time do I have, start thinking about how much time you realistically need for each task and set your own deadline accordingly. The Pomodoro technique gets rid of impulsivity by dedicating uninterrupted times to your task on hand. The student should now understand the who, what, and how involved in your upcoming assignment. The student can now make more realistic time estimate based on the workload and productivity level. After all, why wait for an actual deadline when you can set your own deadlines? Secondly, students can avoid distraction by using Pomodoro techniques so that they can focus their work without distraction from people and social media. Pomodoro technique helps you from any distraction. During 25 minutes of the study, the student can put all distractions such as phone away from the table so they will not feel tempted. And it will not be long since you will have a 5-minute break to return to your phone. The Pomodoro technique short tips on how to deal with distraction. For example, if you remember another task to do in the middle of a Pomodoro cycle, write it down, return to it during your breaks. Lastly, the student must take a break in the middle of studying or working on the assignment. Do you believe in the power of taking naps? Then it will be best if you also believe in the power of taking short breaks. The Pomodoro technique encourages taking small frequent breaks between work. Many studies have found that pausing for a moment to relax and reboot is essential for achieving productivity, success, and positive energy. A 5-minute break session is significant for the student to take a rest by doing other activities like taking a glass of water, stretching your muscle, standing up and walking around, and other activities that keep your mind relaxed. So now what will happen if the student follow the Pomodoro technique, and what will happen if do not follow this technique? By using Pomodoro technique, the student not only help themselves to study better, but it can change their habits in studying. Firstly, if students are use Pomodoro technique in studying, they can now know on how to handle procrastination. The Pomodoro technique allows the student to gain more control over their workload, thus helping them become more effective and productive in their daily life. This technique will motivate you to keep up the productivity streak and prevent procrastination. Meanwhile, if the student do not want to use this technique, they will still stay in the same habit of delaying the assignment or task until they come near the deadline because they are less motivated to start doing the assignment. Next, while using this Pomodoro timer, the students can avoid themselves from any distraction. That is why some Pomodoro apps have built-in website blockers. You cannot open another application. For example, if you are in the middle of a Pomodoro cycle, you cannot access any other application. For example, on your laptop, you can use a Google Chrome extension such as Marinara, a Pomodoro assistant to help you keep track. Meanwhile, if the students still neglect to use this Pomodoro technique, they will constantly get distracted by their surrounding. It can make the students feel more stressed and like they do not have enough time to finish the assignment. This will result in the students staying up late at night to finish the assignment and can affect a pupil's mental functioning and energy levels the next day. Last but not least, the Pomodoro timer helps students to take a short and long breaks to maintain a healthy and productive work cycle. Have you heard about natural body cycle? According to a research study, try to take more breaks if you want to get more done. Nevertheless, our body and brain can obey the Pomodoro cycle of work and a short pause. If you use this timer during this 5-minute break session, try not to do any mentally straining tasks, and disconnecting yourself from the study topic for this brief period will give your mind a chance to relax before winding up the Pomodoro timer again. Meanwhile, if students refuse to use this Pomodoro timer, they can feel that they are already full of information and tired because they are already focusing for 2 hours without rest. For example, suppose you are having an examination the next day and studying without rest. In that case, you tend to feel like you are already exhausted and cannot focus on studying anymore. Now, let me conclude with what I have talked about just now. Overall, the students should use and follow the Pomodoro technique because many students do not know how to boost their motivation and productivity in studying or doing assignment. What choice will you make when you leave here today? Will you follow this Pomodoro technique and change your habit, or will you go about your normal routine? Pomodoro technique is meant to help you. This technique can significantly increase productivity and time management if done correctly. Remember, time is a greedy player who wins without cheating every round. That's all from me. Thank you.